Gotta pay what you owe, babe. Reap what you sow, babe. On the blocks doing that lame shit, fake shit. Never gonna be near me again, shit, babe. And it ain't hit you till it hits you. Same room, watch me crop you out the picture. Attitude, just cause I ain't fucking with ya. You got that melody still playing in your system. Hate to say it, but that hoe is in your DNA. You the kind that don't deserve what I gave. Speculating on your daughter, you the father. Sure, I wish you would've had another father. Someone harder, smarter, taller. Posting videos, still talking down on my name. My boy, you know you started the flame. It shouldn't be nobody's business. It shouldn't be nobody's business. Yeah, I hope you know that karma gon' come around with the quickness. And you should know a real nigga don't cry when they know what they did. Your heart's still attached. I know it's full with regrets. You know I come with the facts. Be begging me to take you back. It's pure entertainment, how you make up all this bullshit. And you're so complacent, paint the same pics to the public.
Yes, 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 yes. That's right on time for what we're witnessing now. Welcome back. Welcome back. This is Queen Common Sense coming on back to you with another one from the Chi Town remix to the Kakalaka Sticks. Boom. Nobody's business. And Melody is standing on hers. I have such a treat for everyone today, and I hope this Friday is going well for everyone and everyone is peaceful, enjoying their Friday night, relaxing, having fun with the kiddos, with the spouse, with whatever. I hope it is beautiful evening for you, relaxing, and I hope that today was a productive day for those of us who did have to work. Thank goodness I am off today because tomorrow is my birthday. Yes, it is. Virgo season is in full effect okay, until we turn the dial on the zodiac again to next month to the Libras. And my daughter's birthday is in October, so it's one of my older brothers. I have a lot of Libra love friends and family as well. But I came back with a treat because what did we say? The lovely Dr. Melody Cherie said, what? For every demon come five blessings. Huh? And we just came up off that girls' trip on the last season. And, sometimes you got to decompress from a vacation. Okay. And Miss Melody, she has been relaxing and taking care of herself and her babies. Thank goodness. Good for her. And she did a nice little chat over here on Black Enterprise. And I ran across it earlier and I had some other things to do with the puppy Apollo. He had his play date and all that stuff. So he's snoring happily now, well fed as usual. But listen, when people do their darndest to tear you apart for the simple fact that they don't have the same hustle as you, they just don't have that same flyness. They don't have that same savoir faire as you. That in and of itself is enough to bring demons out of people and make them act in ways that you never would dream of witnessing if you didn't see it with your own two eyes. And I'm referring to, yes, the cast who sat around that table and had emotional Tourette's because Melody came squatted up. That's just the bottom line. Nobody else want to say it. I'll say it. Okay, maybe people did say it, but maybe they said it in a nicer, more eloquent way. But we all can see it. Those of us who have eyes and who live in reality, we all know why. Everybody started bugging before the trip was even 5 minutes underway, complaining about rooms, complaining about the place card on the bed in the room, complaining about why whose friend is who is what's friend is who. These are grown women, okay, in age. Chronologically, these are adults. But we all can see there's some arrested development in the Department of Mental and Emotional Maturity and keeping it all the way a beam. All right, so without further ado, this is what we're going to accomplish here. I would love for y'all to share this with me. I watched half of it by myself, but I want to watch the rest with you. So I rewound it, queued it up to the beginning because we need to break it up a little bit. Now, we've been going hard and heavy on what we see and decoding and exposing, you know, the buzz around Miss Melody Cherie and her babies and her team. And I'm so proud of her and her friends, Dr. Shanita Hill, Lauren, those who had her back, front, and side to side on the trip and otherwise. Okay, this is what I love to see Black women standing strong, side by side, shoulder to shoulder, supporting what is righteous. Okay, not what we think, not our opinion, but what is righteous, decent, and in order on how to conduct oneself as a woman with character and principles. Because we know the rest of these heifers done threw all that out the window. They would rather, do the pomp and circumstance of being fake. And I can't get down with that because I have a lot of experience with that as well. Sad to say, with Black women who I'm related to and who I am not related to, complete strangers, have come unhinged in my direction just because of my presence, my energy, you know, the strong presence that I have, my personality, my principles, the fact that I am immovable and unshakable, and I will not go along to get along. I don't care if I'm the only damn one standing outside saying hell no, and everybody saying yeah, 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 yeah. If it's wrong, it's wrong. I don't give a damn who do it. Okay, so let's take a look at this interview over here on Black Enterprise. And listen, it's beautiful so far. What I've seen, I just wanted to share it with y'all because I thought it was amazing. And I think this woman is amazing. I think her children are amazing. I think her mother is amazing. I think her brother is amazing. I think that whole setup that she got going on over there is amazing. Beyond the moon, what this young lady has done for herself. She has not asked anybody for anything, okay, in even going through her struggles and her pain, the deep, deep, deep wound of betrayal, okay? She was able to help some of these ungrateful, two-faced, backstabbing, self-entitled people, and I use that term loosely, on the cast of this show. Okay, so let's go. Without further ado, we're gonna check this out. I'm gonna speed it up just a hair, okay, because it is about a half an hour long, and I'm gonna be saying things in between. You know how we do. So we're gonna speed it up just a touch, okay? And let's peep this together, y'all. Sit back and ride this out with me. Let's peep. So beautiful. I love it. We need this today. We need good stuff.
And welcome to this episode of Class is in Session. I'm your host, Ashley Stevens, and this show on Black Enterprise highlights the latest happenings inside HBCU classrooms, public policy issues facing these historic institutions. We take a look at the business side of HBCU sports, and we also shine a light on HBCU alum, leaders, and students who are making major moves, particularly in business and the arts. Y'all, I couldn't be more excited today about this special guest. Melody Cherie is a multi-millionaire businesswoman, a beauty and wellness mogul, singer, philanthropist, a multi-hyphenate entrepreneur. And y'all, you know she looks familiar. That's because she stars on the OWN hit reality show, Love and Marriage Huntsville. So listen, this Alabama A&M alum is here to discuss her growing businesses, self-care, motherhood, and how, even after completely starting over after divorce, she was able to come back bigger, better, still standing on business, and empowering other entrepreneurs in the process. Hello and welcome, Melody Cherie.
Hello, and hi everyone who's watching. How are you doing? You look so beautiful.
I appreciate that. Listen, same to you. I'm loving the hot pink over here. I love
Thank
it.
you.
Listen, we're just bringing the sunshine over here, and you do that that you are always turning up the heat on TV and your music videos. Listen, I saw your music video, Nobody's Business, just hit more than 1 million views. Congratulations to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Music really just has been one of those things that's been an amazing outlet for me, a way for me to kind of share my emotions, share where I am, and also put out music where other people are able to relate. So I have enjoyed my music journey. It's been great. And actually, today is the day I actually dropped my first single, Telltale Signs, the video. It was 2021 today.
Wow, that's a big
Yeah.
milestone. That's exciting
Yeah.
for you.
Thank you. And it has hit 1 million views too on
Oh,
YouTube.
go ahead, Melody. Ain't
Yeah.
nobody mad at you. Listen, go ahead, 1 million views. Listen, so tell us, is the music, is this a part of a bigger project? Do you have an album that's already out or one that's in the works?
So my original plan, actually, when I dropped Telltale Signs, the song back in 2021, I was like, okay, I'm going to drop a couple of singles, then I'm going to drop an EP, and then eventually I'll do an album. But if I can be honest, I've kind of put music a little bit on the back burner in the sense of I have so many other things going. I don't get to go into the studio as much as I would like to. So I only get to go in there, every now and then, because I do also have 4 beautiful babies too. And so I haven't been able to do an entire album yet because, I tell people all the time, I don't push balance, I push prioritizing. So when it comes to my priorities, music's not at the top.
I just wanted to stop it right there and highlight what she said. I push priorities. And that's how you know somebody is truly, genuinely working hard to be of service to her community, right? I prioritize my children and I come first because if I can't take care of myself, I can't take care of my children or other people who are open to and accepting of what the gems I have to offer. See, if other people would get their priorities in order, guess what? They wouldn't have to hate on Dr. Melody Cherie so much now, would they? Let's go.
That's interesting you said that because I actually did want to ask you about that. For some who do know you from TV, but they may not know all the other things and the hats you wear. You teach master classes in real estate and business. Obviously, you star in a hit reality show. You're a fashion model, music artist. You own a cosmetics line. So I wanted to ask how you balance it all. But it sounds like to you, it's not necessarily balance. It's about prioritization. So tell us a little bit more about how you do all you do.
No, that's a very good question. So for one, every second of the day matters. I tell people all the time, you got to get up, you got to get moving. Every second matters. I've been in those situations where at the end of the day, I thought, man, if I could have just gotten up an hour earlier, or man, if I had have just, instead of taking this nap or done something else, I could have gotten all my really important tasks done. I hate that feeling. I hate that feeling. So I make sure that every second of my day counts. And prioritizing, yeah, like if I have a business report that's due today, that may be the priority. Or if my pumpkin is sick, that becomes a priority, right? I'm gonna go get my pumpkin from school and take him to the doctor and do that part. So I literally do prioritize and I make every second count. Like yesterday, I was live a few times yesterday. So they were following me through packing orders, picking up pumpkins from school. I took one to tennis, rushed home, hurried up and made on live jumbo stuffed pasta shells for dinner. Then ran out and picked her back up from tennis, right? Went to an open house at my middle schoolers open house. She started middle school this year.
Wow.
Then came home, put the croissants in the oven to go with the jumbo pasta shells, and we ate, showered, homework, right? So
Bingo. Prioritize. Okay. Yes, I said prioritize. Priorities, priorities. If you really want, people do what's important to them that they want. People do what they want to do. People remember what they want to remember. People see what they want to see, hear what they want to hear. Okay. But we see this mother juggling everything all by herself, coming up against not only the ex pushback, she had to shut that down with a restraining order. Okay, had to get them people all in his business just to be able to parent correctly. Keyword correctly. All right. Now, the never ending saga of consistent stealth hateration from the people that she put on and put food on their table, got them a bag of consistent funds, income, tried to help them expand and expound on their own platforms, their own lane to help them grow into generational wealth. And look at the appreciation They have shown her on the cast of Love and Marriage Huntsville up to and including Demon King himself. Let's go.
Um, every second matters. Yeah,
Literally. That's a
yeah.
lot. I commend you because, like I said, you wear so many hats. You do it all fabulously. And I actually do
Thank
want to talk
you.
about the fashion a little bit later because I was so excited to see your line with Jay Bolin. But before we get into that, I want to talk about just a little bit about your background. You're an Alabama native, and I want to know why you chose an HBCU in your home state. Tell us about that.
Oh man, so I am from Alabama, born and raised, very small town, one red light, Brundage, Alabama, but truly a community where there's always just been so much love and everybody really feels like family, right? And so I remember as I was entering my senior year, I had several applications, that I was filling out, graduated salutatorian of my class. And I literally decided that I wanted to go to an HBCU. That was, and I didn't submit applications only to, I was doing Yale, I was doing several colleges, right? And I was like, you know what? I want to go to an HBCU. And so then from there came the pressure because my brother graduated from Tuskegee. My father graduated from Tuskegee. So I was getting the pressure from them to, go to Tuskegee University. And I was like, that's too close to home. That's only an hour and a half away from home. Nope. So then the next part for me became I knew a lot of people from Brundage who came to Alabama A&M University, always spoke how Huntsville is a place where a lot of blacks are successful, doing their thing in their careers. And I just knew a lot of people who went to A&M. So I was like, you know what? A&M is away from home, not too far away from home. I've made up in my mind that I want to attend an HBCU. And then I applied to A&M, got a full scholarship, academic scholarship, and then I came on up. I graduated in May. I started summer school. I want to say it was the last week of May, first week of June.
Wow. So you kept rolling and A&M was your choice. Tell us how
Yeah.
Alabama A&M, your HBCU, helped prepare you for the businesswoman that you are today.
It was just so phenomenal to be around and see and be inspired, right, by so many of my black professors who I could say, hey, that they look like me, and they're successful. They're teaching here at this university, right? Highly educated, and that really was an inspiration for me. And I think that being there amongst scholars, right, and even some of my peers, because I had peers from all over the country who came to Alabama A&M, and just being introduced as well and seeing other people being successful definitely helps me to know what it looks like, right?
You see, she said she surrounded herself with peers and friends who were also successful. You have to behave your way to your goal. You can't just talk about it. Okay. You can't be fake. Okay. I'm just pointing. Y'all see me pointing at the people who think that being fake means that there's some reality in being fake just because they talk about it. Let's go. My bad.
to be a successful businesswoman.
Got it. That is important to see other people in that space who are doing great
Mm-hmm.
things. And now, obviously, you are one of them, an outstanding alumni.
Thank
So,
you. Thank you.
Melody, when we think about today's world where a lot of folks are self made entrepreneurs who might not have a college degree, to you, what is the importance of still pursuing a higher education?
So I think the importance is showing that you can and pushing yourself to start something and finish it. My degree is in English education. Will I ever probably go back into the middle school classroom? Probably not, right? But I was challenged and learned so many other valuable thinking tools, thinking skills, tactics, learning how to challenge my mind to think a certain way because mindset is super important.
Now that's what I'm talking about. Somebody tried to even weaponize the fact that Melody was a middle school educator. And to me, it's a difference between a teacher and an educator. An educator pours their whole heart and soul into what they do in the classroom for their pupils. A teacher is just somebody who shows up, runs through the syllabi, and get a check and go home and is looking forward to the summer. That's a teacher. And if I could, I wish I could rewind the clock and put my babies in middle school with Melody Cherie, okay? Because she's a phenomenal teacher. I got a peekaboo of some of the things that she's teaches in her property preservation class, okay? And we still working on a way to build up a scholarship fund for those among us who would like to take that class and might be a little bit challenged at this point financially. So I've got that still cooking in the pot. I'm still working on that. I have not forgotten because when I give my word, I want to keep my word, and we're going to make that happen. And I'll keep you posted on that. However, Melody didn't skip steps. Okay, that's what I want to say about that. Let's go.
Important. So receiving a higher education still allowed me to be in the position to where now I can do everything I'm doing, be successful in it. I can write up a report and do that grammatically correct, right? I can go stand in front of thousands because guess what? You had to take speech. That was one of your, one of your electives or whatever that we had to do while we were at A&M. And so doing all those different things, it's experiences. And I truly believe that experiences really push you and challenge you to be your best self.
Got it. Love to hear that. Do you still go back to homecomings and support your HBCU?
So not in that way. I never was a big homecoming person though. Even whenever I was at A&M, I think I went to one homecoming, but I do support in other ways. So like for example, recently.
See, Melody wasn't a party girl. She went to college to invest in herself and her future because she knew what she wanted to do when she got there. She wasn't trying to copy off of anybody else's paper. Sounds to me as if she had her own vision. And that's what I love about her and women like her. Because when you know what you want, and it might change over the years, clearly, from a middle school educator to a full blown entrepreneur, not once, but twice, okay? So, when you know what you want and you're trying to find your path as a young woman, young man, especially our melanated people, younger folks are watching, okay? Your children, your nieces, your nephews, even strangers, your neighbors, they're watching and they get curious. They might not articulate it openly, but they absorb what they see and they see success. They want to emulate what you have or what you work for and earn. And it's always the right thing to do to be of a positive influence any way you can. Answer questions, be open because the display of what we've seen on Love and Marriage Huntsville by other so called Black entrepreneurs is garbage. Okay. And that is why so many of these women are so furious with Melody because she did not skip steps and she is not fake and she is not going to allow anyone to stop her from walking her designed, ordained steps anointed by God. She's just not going to do it. Let's go.
I went and visited some of the female dorms. There was an event that they had where all the ladies came in, and I was the guest speaker. And I went in, talked about self-love, self-care, gave each of them a gift, and prayed with them as well. So I do give back, not necessarily about going to the homecoming, but I do still show up because I am thankful for my experience at A&M.
And that's powerful because those are moments and memories, that those young ladies will forever cherish, right? That you have shown up to impart wisdom and prayer into them as well. So that's really important. Kudos to you. Kudos to you. I'm glad to hear how your education helped, to set the foundation for you as a businesswoman. So let's get into the business aspect a little bit. You will start with the show because, right, obviously folks know you from Love and Marriage Huntsville. How many seasons has the show been on the air now?
So technically, this is season 5. They kind of break up our seasons into A, B, and one time I think there was even a C. So it feels like we're in about season 9. Okay.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. I was like, I think it's been 8. Like,
But technically, it's season 5. So starting filming for Love and Marriage Huntsville in 2018. That's 6 years ago. So literally, I have been a part of Love and Marriage Huntsville since its inception, 6 years now. And then for me, even before that, for an entire 3 years prior, really pitching and selling Huntsville and selling the idea of the show to an executive producer, to get it picked up by a network. So I could say, 6 years. Really, for me, it's more like 9. It's more like 9. But I'm thankful to God for everything that He's done and everything He's doing.
And there you have it. For people who keep saying that, oh, this is Carlos's show. Melody pitched this show for, you heard her say it, 2 to 3 years prior to it airing. Okay, so it could get picked up by OWN. All right? OWN. Not anything else. Not Tubi. Okay? Not a bootleg D-list network. OWN. Okay?
Definitely, surely thankful for the platform.
Right. Well, let's talk about the platform because listen, as you mentioned, you pitched the show, and the
Mm-hmm.
vision obviously was to highlight successful Black couples building businesses together. And as we've seen over several seasons, that happens for sure. But
Yeah.
it took an unexpected turn when your most private moments have played out on a national scene, global scene, even. With infidelity, your ex-husband having a child outside the marriage, while you were also managing friendships, business partnerships, brand deals, and being a mother. Did you ever at any point, Melody, consider stop taping the show to live your life privately? Or was it important for you to continue to tape so that people could see your resilience?
Oh yeah, so absolutely. Definitely had my moments, where I was considering not doing the show. Even in the beginning in 2018, when we were supposed to start filming, and when the show got picked up that summer, I had just found out that this affair was still taking place, and I wasn't gonna do the show at all. Like I was like, nope, no, thank you, not gonna do it. Ended up, after some conversations, ended up continuing on with the show anyway. But even after that, I definitely had my moments where I was like, I don't really think that I want to do it anymore, because it is a lot. It is a lot. And when you're putting your life on Front Street, so to speak, it opens up for so many people to have opinions, and rightfully so. Like I'm that person, I feel like, if you come to reality TV, it is what it is. You got to take it. It is what it is. So definitely receiving opinions. But I also, outside of backlash and opinions, I received a lot of support. I received a lot. I received a lot of love. A lot of people who have become prayer warriors, standing in the gap for me. So living my truth out loud, I will say, is not anything that I regret.
Got it. That's a big deal because it takes a lot. Most people can't relate to the things that they go through being literally, quote, put on Front Street, for millions of people to see. And you all have continued on to share the story. Let's talk a little bit about how you've protected your mental health and your peace.
Yeah.
Obviously, your private life is now a very pivotal part of the storyline of the show.
And this is so very important because we see a upswing, a huge upswing in many, 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 many reality TV personalities having mental health issues during and after the show. And nobody ever wants to talk about it unless it's a scandal behind it. Nobody ever wants to take a softer approach at the clinical side of mental health in our melanated diaspora. We make it a joke, we make it taboo and weaponize mental health as that is the standard of Black people who are on these platforms. Because social media is the way. That's the way it is now. It's the digital age. You can't go back, no turning back. DOS, analog, all that, the dial up, the rotary phone, even the push button phone. You know, all of that is gone, gonzo, obsolete, vintage. So this is our way of communication. This is our way of funneling information, gathering information, starting and all kind of things, businesses, launching things. You use AI for a lot of stuff now that nobody even thought about AI back when AOL was the hottest thing popping, right? So you can make money out here like that, okay? And we never want to really truly sit in the topic of mental health and how to take care of and protect our mental health as Black people. It's a very, very, very taboo subject, and I'm so glad there are more conversations being had about doing your work, healing yourself, protect your children, keep the conversations going about mental health among Black people, especially Black women. We got the babies. We have the babies the majority of the time, you know? And just plainly put, don't nobody want no crazy mama. Okay?
And tell us about, again, your self-care, what you do for your
Yeah.
emotional preservation. And also, I've heard you recently talk about the importance of providing therapy for your children, the importance of
Yes.
that and what it means to them.
Absolutely. So I'm a huge advocate for therapy. And so once I walked away from my situation, I started therapy. I put my children in therapy as well, because I wasn't going to be naive to think that, they would not be affected too. If I'm an adult and I'm affected, imagine the babies, right? So I put them in therapy too. It has been just very paramount, honestly, in me being where I am. I've also in that learned how to set boundaries. So setting those boundaries, knowing when to cut off certain things a little quicker If I feel like it does not align with my purpose, whether that's relationships, friendships, or whatever, situationships, workships, if it does not align with my purpose, I'm a little more quick to remove those things.
There you go. And this is another reason we're going to put that on the whiteboard. Bullet point number 2. Another reason why itches is mad. I'm just going to put it plain. This is a bullet point number 2, boundaries. This is another great way to tell who is truly in your corner and truly has genuine love for you if they disrespect your boundaries. And then a real friend feels it. You don't have to verbally explain your boundaries to a real friend, a real partner, because they feel it. They know that's the limit. I can't go past that limit because they understand that certain boundaries we share, certain things that I wouldn't do. I know one of my homegirls wouldn't do either. We don't have to discuss it. I just know because I know her character. I feel it. You understand? And people who do not respect your boundaries, even up until and after you have expressed to them, this is the boundary. And the writing is on the wall. If I hear you speaking ill of me behind my back and you've never told me to my face, I don't have to explain that to you. This is what you did to me to make me want to pull back. I don't owe you that. I don't owe anyone that. Now, if you ask me and I choose to give you the answer and explain it to you, yes, I'll tell you. This is the reason why I pull back. And it's sad that I have to explain that to you because that behavior came from you, not from me. And I don't behave that way. I don't treat you that way. So it seems like you would have a little bit enough of self awareness to understand that, oh, she's never done that to me. And I said this to her or I did that to her. So maybe that's why she's upset. Maybe I was not thinking in that moment and I expressed myself in the wrong way. So maybe I need to think on that and approach the situation and open up that conversation myself and be proactive and say, look, I think I realize why we haven't talked in a little while. And I'm really sorry. I realize I may have said something, done something that was, a little bit, you know, jarring for you, and I was inconsiderate. See, that's what friends do. That's what people do that love you and care for you and have self-respect. You don't have to keep telling somebody to fall back and move around. Okay? You don't have to keep reminding somebody, oh, you don't remember this, this, and this. But when I pull back and I'm moving in a different direction, you have a problem with that, and those. But you did the same thing to me. Okay? And I'm just moving on down the road, shaking a tail feather away from you. So now when I share certain things and I express myself about how I was treated, I don't even have to mention your name because when I start to talk about the behavior that I have witnessed, the demons jump out of you. And I haven't even said anything about you. I'm just sharing an experience that I was privy to. I had firsthand involvement in. Okay? Because that's how my family is. I don't have to mention anyone's names, right? I have posted a video just expressing my feelings about a certain situation that I lived through, okay? And it bothered the demons within my mother so much. She then summons the flying monkeys and they began to cyberstalk me, making anonymous comments on my business pages, leaving bad reviews, thumbs downing people's comments. I was building a business. I had a business license. I had an LLC in Chicago. I had I had a great network of business connections as well as peers, still do. Okay. I was going through a real nasty divorce and trying to just rebrand myself as an entrepreneur. I had changed careers from the medical world to the educational world. I was in early childhood development. I had finished 1.5 degrees, and then God kept waking me up in the middle of the night telling me to study psychology and law. And I was like, I don't know if I really want to do that. Okay. And spirit kept saying, do it. It doesn't matter if you want to do it, just do it. You're going to need it. If you're going to be a healer, you have to learn a lot of things. And sometimes that requires you to go back to school. And maybe you might not walk down that path of what you studied and be honed in, and that be your primary source of work or income, or your primary focus on your path as becoming a healer and a shaman. Okay, you might not become a psychologist if you study psychology, but you can still get the information and the certification so that if you bump into that certain situation as a spiritual healer and occult practitioner, you will know the basics of what direction to aim at your client. Okay, the consultee. So, that said, I have a female sibling who thinks that, she can reduce me down to the lowest form in her mind, which then somehow makes her better than me, right? We don't talk, me and this female sibling, but somehow she knows every aspect of my life, my finances, relationship statuses throughout friendships as well as my ex. She could tell me what type of illicit activity that I do, and we don't talk. We don't have any conversation, no communication. The only time that I engage her is when she has overstepped a what? A boundary. And they don't like it when you put them back in their lane. Because I don't have to be disrespectful or nasty, but I can be if you keep pushing. And I'm going to let you have a few chances to self-correct. And when I see that you either can't or refuse to self-correct, I'm going to take my nice, beautiful little fan and my hanky, and I'm going to fan your ass back over into your lane, very politely, firmly, but politely. And then I'm going to refocus back on what I was doing, which was minding my own business. See? And a lot of people like to vilify you for doing that because they don't like it, right? They feel injured. How dare she tell me to move back and not insert myself there? How dare she do that? Hmm? She's a public figure. She's a teacher. She's on television. She's on a reality show. How come we cannot overstep our boundaries with her? How come she gets upset when we violate innocent people connected to her? Hmm? See, nobody want to talk about that. That's why we see the demons swirling around that we see from the girls trip. Melly came squatted up, like I said and predicted before the new season started. She got both barrels loaded with plenty of backup ammunition because it's factual. See, the truth don't need no proof because it never changes. There's no emotion in truth. If you believe in the word, the Holy Script, where it says, the truth shall make you free. See, people have different expectations from the truth. They want to believe because that's the book of the word. That's what the master crafted through the messengers of his people. Hmm? The master crafted those words. Man just wrote them, and it's based on the interpretation of the author of those scrolls, not for us to reinterpret it. Don't make me preach, okay? Because I'll clear the sanctuary, huh? Because when you tell the truth, it might not always be nice, might not always coddle your feelings, might not always cater to what you desire, okay? Because desires are emotions. Need is different thing. We need the truth because without the truth, you cannot evolve and grow. And evolution is not always pleasant because you could look at the evolution of a butterfly from the larvae forward. That's not always a pretty sight. Come on now, y'all. This is why critical thought, formal and self education is very important because it helps preserve your mental health. Huh? Let's go. Just a little bit more, and I promise I'll be quiet.
things. You don't stay connected to situations that is causing mental anguish or causing you to not be at peace. And I think that for probably about 2 years, I spent more time alone than I'd ever spent my whole life. And spending that time alone with myself, doing self-care, massage therapy. I usually get a massage about every week. That's the one time when my mind, body, and soul are all on one accord because you're not getting up, you're not going anywhere, you just gonna sit still, right? So incorporating those things and spending time alone and really learning who is Melody. Who is Melody, right? Because I got married at 22. So it was important for me to sit back and say, okay, who is Melody? What does she desire in life? Where does she want to go? And what's the roadmap to get there? So I took about 2 years to just really focus, I wasn't, oh, let me hurry up and go get with somebody and get married again or anything like that.
You heard that too, straight from the source of the supernova empath herself. I stayed to myself because it's about me, moi. Yes, I have been called selfish, mean, rude, stupid, a bee, all kind of things, a crackhead, crazy, mentally ill. I have been called so many names because I am focusing on me. And that's what I have been doing the majority of my life is focusing on me and mine because I could feel when people were ingenuine. I could feel it. Children feel it. Animals feel it. Okay. So we as adults and parents who discount the power of a child's empathetic gifts, they know when somebody loves them and treat and respects them as who they are as children. Okay. So mental health, when you have children and a family and other elements in your life that you have to maintain and take care of, being to yourself is the best thing you can do, okay, without any other outside influence trying to babysit other people's emotions and how they interpret what you say. I disconnect from everything and look at how the demons showed up when she put up that band. I don't talk to nobody, okay? I don't talk to anyone. Just relax because I'm trying to damn relax. Okay, stop damn chasing me in the spirit. Why ain't she called me? She done changed her number. I don't Instagram DM. You give me your number. No, because I don't want to. I don't feel like it. You know why I adore my son's father so much? Rest in power. That was my best friend, y'all. Let me tell you why. Because when we met, we were friends. I mean, real friends. And the more time that we spent together, I realized this is one of my real friends. He really cares about me. So that was a gift in and of itself. And when we started, a relationship, he taught me how to say no because we both were givers. We both were people pleasers. And we would like kind of not really argue, but kind of scold each other about doing too much. 'Cause he would always be so tired. And that's how he got sick because he did not take care of himself. And I would always scold him. I'd be like, listen, you sleeping a lot. You're not drinking a lot of water. We gotta, we gotta change up some stuff. I'm worried about you. And he was just really groggy a lot, because he worked long hours and he did a lot for a lot of people outside of work. I mean, he was a Boy Scout leader. He was read to the children at the library. He was very uh, intelligent with money and math. He would tutor. He did, I mean, mentorship with the young men in the no, listen, church functions. He wasn't really a deacon of a church, but he kind of helped out like a deacon would. He wasn't very religious, but he was very spiritual, so he helped wherever he could. He was just one of those black men who was a servant to his people. Very protective, uh very much a leader. You know, orderly. And he's like, no, just say no. And if they get upset or they try to emotionally blackmail you, Queen, just say no and hang up the phone. So we were kind of going back and forth. He said, "Are you hearing me?" I was like, "Yeah, I hear you. Are you hearing me though?" He was like, "Yeah, I hear you." He said, "If you promise, I promise." And we promised each other, I would just say no and hang up the phone. And he would start back on workout regimen that we had. We dropped off of because I was still in school in college, and he was helping me through a lot of it. And he wanted to start a family early. I didn't because I had just gotten out of um, undergrad. So I was just like, I got to catch up to myself. Okay. So we just decided to do it together, and it was rough, but we made it. And even though our romantic relationship did not survive, our friendship survived. And we had some bumps and bruises, child, throughout that co-parenting thing before he transitioned. But we straightened it out quickly. Why? Because we loved our boys more than we disliked whatever happened to fracture the relationship, the romance. So boundaries are very important. And when you get an adverse reaction to r- drawing or re-illustrating the boundary, that's a motherfucker you don't want to deal with. Okay, because it's going to always be some conflict, the spiritual conflict, conflict of standards, conflict of behavior. I got to be coming down to your level of ignorance to try to coddle you because I may have said or done something that you didn't like that I wasn't aware of that you did that was a trigger. There's nothing more there's nothing more annoying than an adult who take everything personally that you do, and every time you turn around it's a problem. Well, when you woke up this morning you said good morning like you didn't want to talk to me. It's 3 o'clock now though, like why didn't you say something then? It's in the morning. Some people are cranky in the morning, some people are just sleepy, some just are quiet, everybody cannot give you a parade every time they see you throughout the day. It's exhausting. It's ridiculous. So yeah, maybe when I woke up this morning, I was a little slow. Maybe I didn't speak. Maybe I didn't hear you. Maybe I was still half asleep. Maybe that was it. Instead of me acting like this or that. See, that's a you problem, darling. And don't do that to me in the morning, okay? Because I already told you I'm not a morning person. I'm quiet in the morning. I don't do a lot of rah rah in the morning. That's meditation time for me. Grand rising. I wanna, I wanna greet the sun without anybody yapping in my ear, without somebody screaming over my shoulder, without somebody staring at the side of my face, without somebody following me. I just want to sit and greet the sun. Then I want to drink 2 bottles of water. I want to stretch, do whatever I need to do with the puppy Apollo. and I want to start my day the way I start my day. I don't give a damn if I'm sitting in the office with 200 other people. If I don't want to talk, I don't have to talk. If I ask you, I'm just enjoying the peace. That is my way of saying without saying, be quiet, please, because that is my space I need to be in to be able to produce. If you want me to work this 8 hours right here and do it correctly and excel and make you look good, let me start my day the way I start my day. You did. That's why I didn't really trifle around with corporate America very long, because people do not respect Black women's boundaries in corporate America. Now I'm gonna leave that there. Let's go.
I just really wanted to focus on my healing journey. Therapy,
Mhm.
self-care, and some time alone definitely contributed highly to that.
Got it. I'm glad you were able to kind of focus on you and get back to you, and also for your
Hmm.
children as well, making sure that they have therapy and support, because obviously
Absolutely.
they've seen all of this play out, nationally,
Yeah.
and even in the home they've seen it play out as well.
Yeah.
You talked about, Melody, about the importance of setting boundaries. I want to talk about that.
Yeah.
In the business world in particular, you're teaching
Hmm.
classes in real estate, property preservation, and business. Let's talk a little bit about, tell us about some of the courses that you're developing for this new generation of entrepreneurs. Tell us about that.
For sure. So, my first business where so I've been working for myself since 25, and my first business was in property preservation, which is really where you are managing foreclosed properties for banks. And that's where I did my first million, and then eventually turned it into a multi-million company in 3 years. So, by, 28, 29. So, now I stayed in that industry for about 10 years, and now I have the pleasure of teaching others how to get into the game of property preservation, which is a multi-billion dollar industry. It's a national industry. So I teach by way of Zoom, and I started this course in 2020, and to date, I've created over about 900 entrepreneurs all across the country. And so I enjoy teaching them, and just really, because a lot of times we've heard, oh, nobody wants to tell me, nobody wants to share information, nobody wants to share knowledge, right? Well, that's not true. There are some people who want to see other people win. So it has been great. Some of my students have been able to resign from their 9 to 5s. Some of them have been able to make over 200K plus their first year in the industry. And so I'm enjoying really showing and teaching people the ropes of the business of property preservation that's always going to be around, because there are always going to be foreclosures, because people lose jobs, people die, people get divorces. Sometimes people just walk away from their homes and want to start a new life. So it's a business that will always be here.
And there we have it, y'all. See, it's out there, but you have to be able to know how to make your pain into a profit. If anybody gonna capitalize off of what I lived through, will be me. That's why I love Melody Smart. You know, that's what I try to tell my female sibling. I'm not using anybody else's experiences but my own, and I'm going to parlay that into where I can profit off of my own pain and turn it around and help someone else with it. Okay, not hurl it, weaponize it, and attack and demean and degrade someone else just because I see them rising and I'm not putting in the effort to put helium in my balloon to be able to rise. Okay, because the energy that, if I put energy into hating on my sister because she is whatever she's doing, fill in the blank, that's energy that I'm wasting on following up behind somebody else. But where I could put that into myself. Okay, yeah, I'm upset, I'm mad, I'm hurt, I'm sad, I'm depressed. How can I use this to help someone else? And instead of letting somebody else tell my story, okay, see, I'm not going to let my mother and my sister and my toxic siblings tell my story for me. I'm going to tell my story, and see, I'm going to back it up with receipts. And it's not for anybody to say when you tell your story, or when it's time to defend yourself, or you should have said something long time ago. Why you? No, no. You ran your narrative. Now the spirit is leading me to answer to that narrative in my way. Okay, it's not going to be the way you want me to, or you think it should be, or the silence that you prefer because you don't want to be exposed. Okay, so I'm going to tell my story, when it's time for me to tell my story. I don't care if it's 100 years later. I'll tell my story when I see fit. So y'all go ahead on over there to Black Enterprise and check out the rest of this interview. I just wanted to share this and put in my 2 cents. It's beautiful. We can see some of the peoples we, are subscribed to in the chat over here where it's popping. We got Braylon Lee. Okay, we got CC. I think Mama Van showed up. Of course, she gonna be there. Daughter of Israel was in there. Pink Table Topics was over there. Hello. These are just some of the ones that I recognize. Sweet Essence, we always see her there. Yep, Vanessa Rogers, of course, was there, probably front row and center. So it was a beautiful little live. I personally missed it because I slept in today. I'm off today. I was being a bum. But as we see, it turned out to be quite posh and demure, and it was a lovely, 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 lovely interview. And I'm so very proud to share the title Black Woman with this here young lady, honey. Okay. And I'm very proud to share motherhood with Miss Van and Melody because I have a pretty dope daughter too. And I just love their energy and their chemistry together. Here's Mama Van, no, Her Highness. I just love their chemistry. Mama Van and Melody, just you just see the love. It oozes all over. Okay, Miss Van don't play. She ain't no joke. She ain't crazy. Okay. She'll get to pull up too. Okay. She'll pull up and we'll pull up for her as well. Yes, we will. So yeah, Black Enterprise Channel. Head on over there, give them a click and a view, share, share, share. Tell me what you think about this little segment in the comment section. Tell me how you feel about it. Tell me what you think about the video, what my little 2 cents are. If you want to bless the channel, it's Queen with a W, QWEEN 1971 on Cash App. Okay. And I love you. We're going to be out of here. And we're going to take it on out with Miss Melody Shari, nobody's business. I'm over the moon for her. I'm over the moon for her. I'm so happy for her. I love seeing happy Black people, yo. It just gives me goosebumps. I want to cry. Let's be out, y'all. I love you. Take good care of yourself and each other. Drink your water. Continue to mind the business that pays you. Because guess what? Nobody can love you like you do.
Just gave me all these scars, and I put up my guard. And matter of fact, you care way more than I do. Run and tell them that too. And when you think that it's all about you, it ain't about you. No, it shouldn't be. Nobody's business. It shouldn't